Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Man, can you believe the noise? Coming out of Miami right now, the rumor mill is spinning faster than a Tyreek Hill sprint down the sideline, and everyone's losing their minds over it. Word is, and yeah, I'm saying this with a straight face, Tom Brady might actually be coming out of retirement again, but this time, it's not for some random comeback. No. It's supposedly to play alongside Tua Tagovailoa with the Miami Dolphins. Let that sink in for a second. The GOAT, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, teaming up with one of the most accurate young quarterbacks in the game. It sounds like something out of Madden or a late-night fantasy thread. But people in the league are whispering like there's some real fire behind the smoke. Imagine that. Quarterback room, Tua, Brady, Mike McDaniel grinning like a genius who just unlocked cheat codes. The AFC East would absolutely explode. Jets fans, Bills fans, Patriots fans, they'd all lose their minds if this rumor's true. It's not just another comeback story. It's a complete rewriting of NFL logic, because Brady and aqua and orange would shatter the internet in seconds. And look, if we're honest, this isn't the first time the Dolphins' name has been tied to Brady. Remember that whole situation with Stephen Ross and the alleged tampering back in 2022. Miami got slapped with fines and lost draft picks because of it. Everyone thought that door was shut forever. Like, yeah, Brady's done. He's moving on. He's doing his Fox thing. But maybe, just maybe, the story never really ended there. Maybe the GOAT still had unfinished business in Florida, not in Tampa Bay this time, but in South Beach. The Dolphins have one of the most explosive offenses in football, but what they've lacked is that deep playoff poise, that surgical calm in January. Brady's basically built from that DNA. So imagine him walking into that locker room, shaking hands with Tua, saying, "Let's make some history together." It's almost cinematic, and maybe, behind closed doors, those conversations already started. Who knows? The timing feels too wild to ignore. Especially with the Dolphins looking like one or two veteran pieces away from a legitimate Super Bowl run now. The question everyone's asking, why would Brady do this? Why risk it all again? The man's got nothing left to prove, right? He's got his legacy, his records, his rings, and he's already solidified as the most accomplished quarterback to ever play the game, but maybe that's exactly why he'd do it. Maybe Brady doesn't care about what's logical. Maybe he's chasing something emotional, that thrill, that fire that never dies in ultra-competitive legends. Think about Jordan going to the Wizards, Ronaldo returning to Manchester, LeBron switching teams, chasing greatness again and again. Brady's wired differently, sitting in a broadcast booth, watching someone else lead a drive down the field. That probably eats him alive, and if he thinks the Dolphins system, with McDaniel's creativity and all that speed, gives him one more shot to shock the world, yeah, he might just do it. He might actually be crazy enough to pull this off. And let's not forget the Tua factor. Tua Tagovailoa's had an incredible season, efficient, accurate, and finally proving to everyone that he belongs among the elite. But he's also had those scary concussion issues. The Dolphins have been very careful, and McDaniel's offense is built perfectly for his skill set. But imagine if the team sees Brady as a stabilizer, a mentor who can both compete and teach. You'd have a two-headed quarterback story unlike anything we've seen before. It wouldn't be a controversy, it'd be an alliance. Brady brings his football IQ and playoff mastery. Tua brings his youth and precision. Together, they could cook up something totally new in NFL history. And yeah, maybe it's not about Brady being the starter. Maybe it's more about leadership, depth, and that psychological edge that only he brings. Think about how defenses would react preparing for Miami knowing Brady might take snaps again. That's nightmare fuel for any defensive coordinator. Then there's the Miami lifestyle aspect, which we all know plays a role. Brady's already got business ties in Florida, and he's been spotted around Miami multiple times. His friendship with guys connected to the team isn't exactly a secret either. So could this just be smoke from off-season rumors and social media hype? Absolutely, but the NFL's taught us one thing: nothing's impossible when it comes to Tom Brady. Every time we say, he's done, he finds a new way to flip the script. Remember when he left New England and people said he'd never win again? 2 years later, he's lifting a Lombardi in Tampa. So if he's feeling healthy, motivated, and ready for one last dance, maybe in a limited role, maybe as a surprise weapon, Why wouldn't the Dolphins take that call? It's risky. But it's also the kind of move that sells jerseys and terrifies opponents. The media circus this would create. Insane. ESPN, Fox, every sports show on the planet would lose their collective minds. Brady joins. TUA in Miami would dominate headlines for weeks. The memes, the edits, the fan theories, it would be unstoppable. And knowing Brady's brand power, he'd turn that chaos into gold. Imagine a documentary crew following his comeback. The cameras rolling as he walks into Dolphins training camp with his trademark calm smirk. That's Netflix top 10 material right there. And for the Dolphins franchise, it's a marketing dream. You don't just get the greatest quarterback ever, you get global attention. Ticket sales skyrocketing, and that belief that this is the year. Miami's been searching for an identity. Since Marino retired, maybe this is how they find it, by merging the old GOAT with the new wave of talent, whether it's fantasy or fact. It's the kind of storyline the NFL lives for now. Let's talk about how the locker room would even handle something this monumental. Bringing in Tom Brady isn't just a roster move. It's a cultural earthquake. Every player, from Tyreek Hill to Jalen Waddle, would instantly level up their focus. Brady's reputation alone changes the energy of a team. When he walks into a room, everything gets sharper, workouts become crisper, film sessions get dead silent. That's the Brady effect. You can't quantify it. But everyone who's played with him swears it's real, and in a young, flashy team like Miami, where vibes and swagger dominate, that injection of championship discipline could be the missing piece. The combination of McDaniel's fun, player-friendly coaching and Brady's no-nonsense leadership would be fascinating to watch. It's like merging the football philosophies, creativity, and control into one volatile experiment. If it works, Miami could become the most dangerous team in football overnight, of course. Not everyone would be thrilled. Let's be real, Tua's camp might see this as a backhanded vote of no confidence. The kid's been proving doubters wrong all year, putting up elite numbers. And now suddenly there's talk of bringing in the GOAT. That's gotta sting a little, but Tua's a humble guy, grounded, and known for his composure. Maybe he'd see it as an opportunity, not a threat. Maybe Brady's arrival could actually take pressure off him. Let him learn from the master in ways no quarterback coach could ever teach. The NFL's brutal. Injuries happen, momentum swings, and depth is everything. Having Brady in that room ensures that no matter what, Miami's offense stays in elite hands. It's not about replacing Tua, it's about fortifying the dream. But still, human nature is human nature. You can't ignore how delicate that dynamic would be. To leaders, to egos, one spotlight. That's drama waiting to happen. From the fan perspective, though, Miami would instantly become the most watched team in the NFL. Forget the Chiefs, forget the Cowboys, every camera would be on the Dolphins. Brady in those teal and orange uniforms, standing on the sideline under the South Florida sun. Sunglasses on, jaw clenched, that's Hollywood. Dolphins fans, who've suffered through years of mediocrity and heartbreak, would finally have their ultimate redemption arc. And let's be honest, the city would explode with hype. Jerseys would sell out in hours. Season ticket prices would triple. Every game would feel like a festival. Even rival fans would tune in just to see how it plays out, because love him or hate him, Tom Brady's a walking storyline. Every throw, every word, every look, it gets analyzed. And if he actually threw a touchdown in Hard Rock Stadium wearing a Dolphins logo, that clip would live forever. Now, imagine the ripple effect this would have around the league. The AFC East would become absolute chaos. The Bills, already struggling to maintain dominance, would panic. The Jets, with Aaron Rodgers trying to make his own comeback, would suddenly have a rival narrative. The Patriots, oh man, Belichick watching Brady suit up for another AFC East team would be cinematic torture. It'd reignite every old headline, every grudge, every comparison. The drama would write itself. And the playoffs, if Miami actually made a run with Tua and Brady sharing the spotlight, the NFL would break viewership records. You'd have the old dynasty and the new era colliding in one franchise. That's legacy-level storytelling, whether it ends in glory or disaster. Everyone would watch, because deep down, fans love chaos. And nothing screams chaos like Tom Brady back in the game when nobody expected it. But the deeper question, is this really about football, or is it about identity? Brady's been chasing greatness his entire life. Retirement looks peaceful from the outside, but for competitors like him, it can feel like suffocation. Maybe he misses the noise, the pressure, The feeling of being the guy who controls destiny. Maybe the Dolphins offer him something Tampa couldn't, a mentor role, a bridge between eras. A way to end not just as a player, but as a legend shaping the future. TUA's humility, McDaniel's innovation, and Miami's hunger for relevance could be the perfect environment for that final act. If Brady does return, it won't be for stats or money, it'll be for meaning. One more story. One more chance to feel alive under those bright stadium lights, with the whole world watching in disbelief, and until something official happens. It's all speculation, the beautiful, wild kind that fuels the NFL offseason. Maybe it's fantasy. Maybe it's half-truth. Maybe Brady's just messing with us all, enjoying the chaos while sipping a smoothie somewhere on the beach. But even the possibility has people talking nonstop. That's the power of myth. When Tom Brady's name gets whispered in connection with any team, reality bends a little. So yeah, maybe he's not done. Maybe the GOAT's still got one last roar left in him. And maybe, just maybe, it echoes through Miami. Whether this rumor fades or turns real, it's already done its job. Reminded us that in the NFL, legends never really retire. They just wait for the next moment to shock the world. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? As the NFL community waits with bated breath for official confirmation, the drama, excitement, and speculation show no signs of slowing down. Every tweet, insider hint, and analyst commentary adds layers to the story, fueling endless debate about the potential impacts on Kansas City, Miami, and the league as a whole. Fans are imagining game-winning touchdowns, lockdown defensive plays, and pivotal moments in the playoffs that could hinge on this one rumored trade. Sports talk shows and podcasts have devoted entire segments to breaking down every angle, from statistical analysis to psychological impact, from salary cap considerations to future draft implications. The narrative has transcended mere rumor status, evolving into a cultural phenomenon that grips casual fans and die-hard supporters alike. Even the youngest fantasy football enthusiasts are recalculating lineups, projecting points, and debating strategy based on the possible arrival of Hill or McDuffie's departure. The discussion is holistic, encompassing athletic ability, strategic implications, and fan culture, reflecting the multidimensional nature of the NFL and the intense passion it inspires. Regardless of the eventual outcome, this rumor has already achieved something remarkable. It has captured the imagination of an entire football community, sparking excitement, debate, and storytelling on a level few other sports narratives manage to reach. In conclusion, the potential trade of Tyreek Hill back to Kansas City in exchange for Trent McDuffie represents one of the most captivating rumors in modern NFL history. The story is a masterclass in narrative, combining athletic prowess, strategic calculation, emotional resonance, and cultural significance into a single, tantalizing package. Fans, analysts, and insiders are all caught up in the drama, imagining the possibilities, debating the implications, and reliving highlights that may soon be recreated in real time on the field. The Chiefs' quest to reignite offensive dominance, Mahomes' opportunity to reconnect with a familiar playmaker, and Miami's chance to secure a promising defensive talent all contribute to a narrative that feels larger than life, a storyline worthy of the league's biggest stages. Whether Hill's return sparks immediate success, McDuffie flourishes in a new environment, or the trade ultimately falls through, the discussion it has generated underscores the NFL's capacity to enthrall, excite, and provoke debate like few other sporting arenas can. In every sense, this rumored blockbuster has become a defining narrative of the offseason, offering intrigue, analysis, and speculation that will dominate conversations, headlines, and highlight reels for weeks to come. The anticipation, tension, and excitement are palpable, leaving fans and insiders alike on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting the next development in what may become one of the most talked about stories in NFL history. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!